Alrighty guys, welcome to the channel. This is SJ Trades here, walking you through my first recording today on June 19th, 2024. So just to give you guys a quick breakdown of where I'm coming from, what I'm doing, and a little bit about me, I guess. I've been trading since October 2021. I would call it messing around. Quite a similar story to multiple other people. Was hopping around Discord to Discord, strategy hopping after a few losses and things like that, and things didn't work out. I started off day trading options for 2 years, so from October 2021 all the way through to maybe November, December 2023, where I decided to take a break, and then I stumbled upon swing trading shares just because trading options or day trading options especially really damaged a lot of my psychology. In those 2 years, I lost about $7,000. Luckily, I have a day job where I can fund my lifestyle, but also fund the trading account. So, trying to I'm trying to figure out something and work through something now that I think will be a bit more sustainable for me in the long term. I want to be in this business for a while and have something on top of my job. So, swing trading seems to fit the bill. I'm in the Eastern time zone, so swing trading. I can have a look at my screens. I work from home 3 days a week, the office 2 days. So I have my phone on hand at all times. Alerts being set off. I have trading view access in my office, even though I can't be on it all the time. And working from home, I have my setup here. So yeah, really stumbled upon swing trading. Full disclosure, I joined Pat Walker from Mission Winners, his Discord service for 2 months, where he taught me the basics, and I really appreciate his knowledge and things of that nature, and his style of breakout trading and writing the trends, which is quite similar, I would say, to some other folks I've been learning off of, and now I'm currently in another Discord as well, but that isn't that I'm not in that Discord to follow trades as such. I'm in that Discord more so for idea generation. So again, like I said, if I'm looking to be in this business for the long term, I'm gonna have to take that step away from relying on a Discord service. And to me, that's an anchor to me, and it's a negative anchor to me because I need to feel like I'm in control, and I don't want to be blaming other people for for losing trades and be like, hey, it was your research that led to me losing a trade. I actually haven't had a problem cutting losers throughout my history in trading, but it's just that every time I take a trade, I find like I'm taking a losing trade. So I'm trying to prevent the strategy hopping, and I'm just trying to figure out where I can go and develop my own style. Basically, that's my goal and purpose of hopping into trading. And I think, I need to be my own boss at the end of the day and learn to think for myself. So, again, I'm a completely rookie amateur swing trader. I haven't been trading for too long, swing trading, especially equities as well. So, and I have a couple of thoughts going into this. And, number one, my main concern before jumping into swing trading is, hey, how do you start scanning for stocks? There's thousands of stocks. Where do I start? And I stumbled upon a few services, MarketSmith, DeepView. Then I stumbled onto this, relatively inexpensive and quite an effective scanner, I would say. It's called Base Report, and the purpose of this channel is just to walk you through some of the scans I see. And again, I pre-prepared this in that I've already gone through the scans for tonight, and I have a pretty simple scan going on right now, volume, and I'm scanning by BPR, which is Base Report's proprietary relative strength indicator. So I'm looking at that. I'm looking at a couple of other things, 20-day volume and whatnot, ADR and things like that, because the ADR is really going to determine how I tackle the trade with my position size and stop loss. So I'll go more in depth into that a bit later on, I guess. So full disclosure, guys. Again, like I said, I'm learning my strategy. I haven't figured things out. I'm taking bits and pieces from people. I think it could work. I think that could work, and what I sort of have been seeing on charts from my scans on a day-to-day basis in the last 2 months, 2.5 months, really. So again, today's scans come up with 220 results. Like I said, I'm focusing on BPR, which is Base Report's proprietary relative strength indicator. And sorry about that, I just misclicked there. this is my first time recording and doing it. Again, this is just for fun. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna take every trade, but what I am gonna do is I'm gonna start taking some of these trades with a low risk amount between $30 and $50 because I cannot paper trade at this stage in my career, in my trading career. I am not profitable to date. I'm close to break even, but I really cannot paper trade. And yes, it's experimental, but I really need to have some skin in the game. And I'm gonna be recording this through a journal. I like to use TradeZella. I may hop away from TradeZella, but I think TradeZella is probably the best out there. There's a couple of different platforms, but yeah, I stumbled upon to the scanner, and since the purpose of the video is just for scanning stocks, let's dive right in. So again, like I mentioned, I am looking at a couple of things. Minimum price of $5, just arbitrary there. I am looking at 20-day volume of minimum 400,000. Again, arbitrary there, but I don't want to trade names that are too thin. And a BPR, relative strength indicator from base report themselves, 95 minimum. So as you can see, just based on those three criteria, there's 220 stocks. Now I can go in, change some indicators. Like I know some people are trading only breakouts from all-time highs or 52-week highs, and that is something I would trade, but I think in this current sort of environment, it may be a bit limiting, and especially for a person like me that's trying to develop a strategy. I have seen some other forms of swing trading for people's accounts on Twitter that could work. So I'm not trying to copy anybody. I'm just taking what I go, and I do have a couple of other scans with 52-week highs, as you can see here, all-time highs, different ADRs. Again, some people like to use an ADR in the range of 2 to 6% maximum, or 1 to 6%. I'm not too fussed with the ADR. The way I'm looking at my risk percentage is going to be something different. So again, like I said, I'm using TradingView as well as my charting platform. So I've gone through the list of 220 stocks, and a couple of ones on the list here. So Iron, Iris Energy Limited. I'm just gonna open it up here on base report. That's the first one that sort of caught my eye, and as you can see on base report, I scan. I rotate throughout these tickers, scroll over them, and the chart pops up on the bottom right. So it's quite interesting, to be honest. I saw a comment saying it's human nature to look to your bottom right while you're scanning. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but it gives me a good indication of maybe a pattern that's forming. And again, from my time in trading, right, I have seen some sort of pattern, so I'm able to recognize them. I may not necessarily know the names, like, oh, is this a bull flag, or is this a triangle, or is this a pattern? I don't really care. But I do know that this is sort of a bullish chart, right? You can see it reclaims the 50-day here, bases here, breaks out. That's a bit tough of a candle to hold on to, but you can see that, it's recovering. The stock is recovering. You look at the monthly chart here, right? And there is some headroom. Sorry, that's the one thing I hate about TradingView. You got to keep rotating the charts. Sorry, resetting the charts. You can see this breakout here on the monthly and the weekly. That's another way to look at it. It broke out, reclaimed the 50-day, whatnot. It was actually holding it quite well, pretty tight. Price action broke out, and now, at 52 weeks highs. And again, I'm not necessarily looking for 52-week highs, but if it is there, then I'll trade it, right? And you can see some sort of levels here at around $18 ish and 1943 ish here on the monthly, and then on the weekly, I guess weekly candles here. And I'm trying to be conservative. So like I said, try to be conservative. I'm looking over the course of a year to have a 50% win rate, and again, this next year is going to be purely experimental, but I aim to do this as frequently as possible. Like I said, I have a day job, things can get in the way. I will go through my scans, but recording, I am trying to get through it frequently, or at least a few times a week, because I like to talk things through. I know there's some other people who like to write things down and post it on Twitter, but for me, I like to talk things through. So like I said, first thing I noticed was this sort of pattern here. Again, pennant, triangle, whatever people want to call it, but trend line, it broke out. You can see clearly. And again, I am not the best at spotting these patterns while they're forming, but I can see after the fact. So clearly there's some sort of volume being kicked in here, and now it's recovered, right? And again, this weekly candle looks a bit nasty, but I'm confused on this chart because base report has it in a good industry group, number one. That's one thing I'm looking at, 21 out of 166 in BPR. So according to base report, that's their industry ranking. financial services is the overall like the bigger sector there. It has a strength rating of 100, so relative strength is quite strong, and you can see again, like I said, the weekly chart here is quite interesting on base report. It's a bit different to TradingView. I don't know why TradingView, perhaps it's a glitch or perhaps it's last week's candle, I guess, or well, it's not. It says Monday 17th, so I don't know what's happening there. But anyways, I'm looking at the daily. You know, it may need some more time for the EMAs to catch up, but I'm liking this inside bar here. Right, I'm liking again this triangle pattern. This it clearly held this level, 1233, right? Clearly held that. Sorry, I just want to delete this. It clearly held that, and yeah, it's forming a triangle, a pennant, a bull flag, if you like. This is the pole. This is the flag. I'm liking this over 1478. And like I said, I'm looking for a 50% win rate in the long term, and my stop is going to be 1340. So I want everything pre-planned. Obviously, gap ups may change a couple of things. I'm not necessarily looking to buy gap ups. If that's the case, I'll buy the pullback, which is something I've thought about. I haven't actioned it as of yet, but I'm liking this as an action item. Maybe in the following week. I don't know if it's going to see much volume this week because of the break today, June 19th. But yeah, over 1480 is what I'm looking at. I'm looking to buy over resistance. It's going to be my strategy. And again, like I said, I don't care if the stock is bottoming out and coming out of bottoms, or again, like I said, I'm not going to pick a bottom, but as long as there's a clear resistance and it's looking to go above it, there's a certain price action indicators that give me that sort of indication, then I'll look to buy it. And I'm looking for a 2R trades. I'm trading small size, like I said, so I'm not looking to catch the entirety of this move all the way back up to all-time highs here. $28 I think on this one. So yeah, that's just my quick thought process for iron. Stop 1340, price target 1760. That's iron. Another one I caught, Hemsir. I don't like this candle on the daily, but it was relatively strong on base report. Sorry, let me just, maybe it's on the second page here. Second page, hymns. Sorry guys, give me one moment. Hymns. Sorry, on the first page actually. Again, 99 relative strength on base report. Again, I don't know what's going into that, but you can see, again, look at the monthly chart on base report. Look at the weekly, broke out of this. Monthly, broke out of this like bottom pattern. I guess it bottomed out, broke out, close to all-time highs here, guys. So quite strong. I don't like this candle, so I'm not gonna action anything. It's just on the watch. Let's see if it gives us more sideways. On the watch list, let's see if it gives us some more sideways. And after that, I'll look for a breakout. Perhaps over this bar's high at 25.75, but for now I need to see more better price action. I don't like this sort of tail here. Again, it's clearly strong though. You look at the monthly, like I said, back at all-time highs. Very strong chart, and yeah, that's something I'm looking at, and it looks decent. Kava, another name, very strong, right? Very strong on base report as well. Just right. I think I'm figuring this out. It's instead of going through this whole list again, I'll just make it clear. This watch here, this watch list is all come out of this scan here. Base report's very kind to give 30-day free trial. After that's $10. Like I said, inexpensive. You don't need $1,000 tools to make you a good trader, guys. And these are just my fundamental beliefs. Nothing, nothing that I haven't seen. And one thing I like about base report is they action on client feedback. So I've sent them some feedback, and they're actioning on it. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but they are taking into consideration, and they've created a ticket and things like that. So it's very clear to me to see their priorities, and I like that, to be honest. Out of these 220 results, come out with these names here. for tomorrow or the week ahead. So what I will do is I will just type in Kava here. Sorry. Kava. You'll be able to see Kava is very strong. On base report 99. Restaurants, according to base report, not the best group, but like I said, I'm just looking at the maybe over time I started looking at better groups, but iron was Iris Energy or whatever it's called was part of a better group there. So again, like I said, I'm looking at 99. ADR 6.32%, good volume. Earnings date, we're clear in terms of earnings for the short term. I'm not looking to own these things for the long term. I'm looking for 2R and I'm going to get out. So weekly chart, looks good, right? Looks good. You can see this breakout here. Comes back, retests, holds the 10 EMA on the weekly. Now forming this sort of pattern here. It looks clear to me where the sort of resistance is. Here, highs of this bar here. I'm looking to enter 97. I'm looking to enter 97. Stop at 93.15 below this bar, or at the low of this bar, the last bar here, and first take profit 104.66. Well, not first take profit. That's where I'm looking to scale, maybe like 80-90%, and I'll try to hold runners. I don't think I'll hold runners for the time being. As I said, I'm only risking $30 to $50 per trade. So yeah, let's see how that goes. Just to gather data, and again, this is at all-time highs, if I'm not mistaken. So looking good, clear volume, strength, and this week a little bit lower volume. So maybe again, like it starts giving us a little bit sideways action, and that would be appreciated just to format this base a little bit better. But I could see, a break over 97, and this 104.66 not based on any sort of Fibonacci patterns or whatever people draw. For me, it's clear, just 2R. What I will do though to protect a green trade going red is as soon as it hits 1R, sorry, I can't even speak. As soon as the trade hits 1R, I will move my stops to break even. So if it reverses after that, worst case, I just lose commission. And again, it's all part of gathering data. I have to make this step, try to do things on my own, and that's where I'm at right now. RYAM, Rayonier Advanced Materials. Like I said, maybe this needs to tighten up a little bit, but I'm liking this action. Some people would have taken it here at this breakout. I prefer usually like to be a bit more conservative. So I'm looking at 590, right? 555 to stop. Again, if it breaks out to more, if it doesn't, gives us a bit more sideways, tightens up, fantastic. But as you can see on base report, it's a strong stock, right? Let me just pull it up. 99. And again, people talk about laggards, leaders, and that's all fantastic for a new person like me to learn. But I'm also just trying to find my way of trading, which I think is going to be more dependent on the chart patterns, and in that may lead to sometimes poor stock selection. But I'm willing to take that risk, to be honest, personally. So again, you don't have to agree with everything or where I'm coming from. This is just a journey of a guy who started swing trading 2.5 months ago, and I'm not profitable in swing trading. So yeah, just keep that in the back of your minds, I guess. So I'm about break even on swing trading. But that's following others. I want to get into my own thing, so I'm looking at this as a fresh start completely. Like I said, this has some ways up. Some people may say, oh, it's just, it's going to pull back down to all-time lows. I don't know about that. I like that it reclaimed the 50-day. EMA is trending upwards now. Like, I've seen this pattern quite a bit where it reclaims the 50-day, either on the daily or the weekly, and it bases here. You can see here, it based and it broke out. I've seen that pattern quite a bit. I don't know if it's something I would trade just yet myself. Maybe I need to see it a little bit more. But you can see clearly it broke out on volume, strong momentum bar, and now it's basing, perhaps for the next leg up. So if it is gonna go higher, my target 654. I've marked out some resistance here, 664 on the weekly, and 766. And again, my levels aren't 100% accurate. It just is a guide there. Another key thing I'm seeing here is the 200 day or the 200 moving average on the weekly. Look at this price action, guys. I'm seeing wicks here, and again, this is not necessarily indicating strength, but after it broke over the 200 day, it closed over the 200 day pretty damn near well every week, right? And it's moved sideways and it's looked wicky, and some people could interpret these hammer bars as bullish, and I am. Look at this bar here. Obviously, this week you're gonna be missing a day from this week, and it's not fully formed out. But I'm liking this, right? Some sideways action, and now it's probably ready to launch. Maybe if it's not this week, next week. So RYAM on the list. Boot here. Oh, this is one of those ones that I found from Base Report, and it was on the watch list, but I did not action it because I was in the mindset of, hey, I have to follow the guys that I'm learning off of, and it wasn't on their watch list for whatever reason, and you can see it has a 98 rating, good industry group on Base Report, at least for the interim time period. You know, at all-time highs or breaking out from there, and it's a clear flag, base, pivot, whatever people want to call it, right? Some option trader would call this a flag, like up the pole and then it's moving sideways, whatever, right? I've heard all sorts of names, but it's clear where the resistance is. It broke out, and now I'm watching. I missed the trade, right? I didn't get in, and maybe it does pull back. And like I said, I've seen from some other traders buy the first pullback from the all-time highs, so that maybe is a setup I'm willing to experiment with. So I see strength here, pretty self-explanatory for boot, right? Look at this chart. Some people may say, okay, it may need a bit more sideways, but I'm comfortable with it, right? And again, I'm not in the trade. Full disclosure, I haven't got in. I have zero reason to lie. I'm looking for a pullback to around this level here, 130, 180, 130, 150 area. Let's see what it does. Right, let's see if it pulls back or it tanks from here, it fakes out. Some people are saying the market's gonna pull back, so let's see how this setup goes. Like I said, we're clear on earnings, great volume. I don't have a problem here, to be honest. You can see, look at the volume here, minimum 400k. There's enough volume there for a small trader like me. No problems. DKS, interesting setup here again. Let me just pull it up on Base Report. I think that's where I'm gonna. Like I said, it all came from that scan I showed you earlier on in the video. Yeah, very interesting. Look at the weekly. Is that a cup and handle? Some people may call that, right? you know, rounding and then base, like sideways action here, ready to break out. Cup and handle, I guess. Again, I'm not the best with understanding or naming these patterns, but if I see something that I interpret as bullish, I'll talk about it. Right? It's clear here that there's a level here, and 97 relative strength rating on Base Report BPR. I'm liking this. Sorry, DKS on BPR. DKS. I am liking this. Weekly chart looks good to me. This is bullish action, right? It went down, a little bit lower volume than this momentum candle here. Sideways, held the 10 EMA on the weekly, and I'm looking for the breakout of $230. Again, like I said, this is all-time highs, I believe. I am not looking for. I'm not going to be using any Fibonacci's, anything of that nature. Stop here, low day here, 223.71. That's 1R for me. Again, like I said, I don't really look at the percentages here. Some people do like the 2% stops. From me, I don't really care. I'm looking at the dollar number, 223. That's my 1R, 2R, 240, 260. And at 1R positive, 1R green, I'm going to be raising my stops to break even. So that's that. TTMI, another one, quite interesting, to be honest to me. 97 base report ranking. Look at this chart, guys, on the weekly. Broke out. Has some room to go to all time, but broke out, and now basing sideways. Clear level there for me. Monthly has some headway, has some room to all-time highs. Probably some resistance here, but I reckon if this breaks from here, it's going to break that resistance as well. Just give it the nature, not too much, in there. TTMI, TTM Technologies. Interesting chart, guys. Another pattern that I like and relatively strong according to base reports. So over $19, $90.05. Stop 1840. I am looking for 2037, and I've marked 1R here, 1991. And the reason I marked is I think because there's some resistance there, right? I could be wrong. Yeah, some resistance there. Just to be on the safer side. Actually, I don't even know if that's 1R. Sorry, guys, my bad. But you get the point. 1R in terms of dollar value between this, between buy and stop. I'm gonna get a 1R, move that up to break even, and let's see if the trade can get 2R. And that way I prevent myself giving back too much gains, like I mentioned. HEI, this was reported on Mission Winners, Pat Walker, way back somewhere here. At the time I was newer, I was not really sure what was going on. Yeah, I didn't buy into it, to be honest. But yeah, it's made quite the move. I don't have to, it's been all over Twitter. I think you guys know how strong HEI is. ACO Corporation. Again, I'm liking this sort of, pivot or rounding or cup, or whatever you want to call it, I guess. Rounding bottom here. It's not a bottom, but you get the idea. Maybe a bit more sideways, but this candle here to me is bullish. Right? Look at the wick closing the close to almost high day, close near high day. Sorry, my yeah, close near high day in the top half of its range. This is a bullish candle to me. I'm looking for over 29.30, right? 29.30 over these highs, and then just about here. Over 29.30, stop 226.13, 2R, 235.61. That is going to be the trade, guys. Wait, sorry, that may be 1R. I'm sorry, guys. What am I doing here? But you get the idea. I need to fix this chart up. I don't want to waste more time. It's already been almost 30 minutes, but you get the idea. 1R is the dollar difference between this, and I'm looking for 2R, and I'll take my 80-90%, perhaps even 100%, just to collect data. Like I said, I'm not looking to be in these stocks for a long time. FLR, Fluor Corporation. FLR, Fluor. Interesting group rating here. Subsector rating, industry ranking. Strong relative strength. And again, some ways here to all-time highs. But I am liking what I am seeing. And again, perhaps price action needs to get a bit tighter. But, it's one of those ones, again, where you look at it, reclaim the 50-day, closed above it, and ever since then it held, moved up. EMA is now trending upwards. It's holding the 10 EMA. It's never closed below it. And it's given me a resistance here. And maybe it needs to do 1, 2, 3 more bars. Right? But I am seeing resistance here. 44.60. 45.60, sorry. And that's where I'm looking to enter. If you guys haven't already noticed, the red line should be the stop loss line. 44.79. 1R, 2R, 47.21. Look at this. Broke up at the 50-day on the weekly, held the 50-day, held the 50-day, held the 50-week, I guess, or 50 SMA. Some people would draw like a channel here. I don't know how the fuck to draw that. Or I don't know how people draw. I'm not the best with, like I said, seeing these. Is this gonna be like I don't know what they call it, like these channels or whatever some people call it, but I think it's clear to me that there is something going on here, right? And it may just bounce off, right? It may go up, bounce up this, pull back, and then go up. But like I said, as soon as I hit 1R, my stops are hitting break even. I look at myself as a risk manager first, rather than a trader looking to make profits. Obviously, we're all here for profits, but if you don't protect your capital, then you won't be there to profit. And that's been my experience with options trading. Like I said, I lost 7K in 2 years. I know people have lost more, but I can take a loss. I just want to make sure that I have the bankroll when things are going well for me in my trading journey, because I have strong belief that they will go well eventually. Pins, I was looking to enter here. Full disclosure, enter there. Missed it again. They got to get better, but that setup was following someone else. You could see it's been a bit, pulling back to the EMAs. It's been a bit, I guess, choppy sideways. It didn't really move up from there, from the earlier buy point, I guess. So, or push really high, but maybe it needed this. And again, I don't necessarily love this candle too much, or love these two candles, these wicks, but it's given me a clear resistance, 44.80. I'm looking for more sideways on this for now. Again, like I said, I was looking to buy it here. Right, did not work out. This is another thing I hate about TradingView. It resets to the color you used before, but anyways, it didn't break out as expected, but interesting chart nonetheless, in my opinion. Strong base performance rating, relative strength, good volume, good price for me. So a lot of room to go on the weekly, right? A lot of room here. Has a lot of room. Some sort of resistance there at 53. Support that would probably turn into resistance now. So there is room to the upside from here. I think it's at 52-week highs, if I'm not mistaken. If my math is, yeah, it's definitely at 52-week highs. You're getting the idea, guys. Nice chart pattern, good volume, nice rating here. But like I said, on pins, because I was trying to get in earlier and it chopped out, I missed the trade. I'm not looking to buy just yet. I need more sideways action on pins. GWRE, Guidewire Software. An interesting one here. And again, my criteria so much as for, industry group and things like that aren't, industry group ranking isn't necessarily as specific just yet. But, I just want to see strength on charts. And these are some charts that, in my eyes, have strengths. And it's backed up by a relative strength ranking off a screener as well. So I would highly recommend you guys check out Base Report. And like I said, they're willing to make adjustments based on client recommendations. One thing I recommended is you guys have earnings data, fantastic. But one thing I learned from Mission Winners is you want to see quarter sales growth or EPS growth, earnings growth, and I would like to see that. If these guys have to change on year-on-year numbers, why can't I see the quarter numbers as well? And that's one thing I learned from Mission Winners. That's not going to be my only bright criteria, but it's definitely going to help make a case for some stocks. GWRE, interesting, been trending up for quite a while. Some pullbacks in there, but wow, it's from bottomed here 2022. And again, I'm not looking to buy the bottom, but there's some potential for setups there. And I wouldn't have bought under the 200-day, but as soon as it broke and you see that retest, wow. And this is all hindsight, guys. I am not a professional trader or a rookie, but these are just some things that I'm noticing in charts. And, EMA's squeezing upwards. It is at all-time highs now from a bottom, right? And you can see some sort of bases here broke out on the monthly. I'm liking this, guys. Earnings gapped up after earnings. Nice bullish candle over the 50-day, closed over the 50-day. EMA's moved over the 10 EMA. And again, it may need to catch up a little bit, but I am seeing this bull flag, bull pennant, triangle, whatever, right? I am seeing this clear hold here of this level, 131, 132, clear hold here. And now it's formed an inside day. So I am looking not for the high of the inside day. I feel it would be safer to take out the highs of the previous candle. Just my preference. Some people would take it on the high of the inside day, but I am seeing this triangle here. Fuck me. Sorry, guys. Again, it's doing this stupid mess. I hate when TradingView does it, but excuse the language. But yeah, 137, 136.90 is going to be the entry. 143.80 is what I'm looking at. So again, in terms of percentage move, 5%. I think you can do that, right? I think you can easily get 5%. Not based on Fibonacci. And like I said, I will be protecting my equity and my capital first. So as soon as it hits 1R, I'm out. And as soon as it breaks below this level, I'm out as well. Right? It just needs to touch it and I'm out. And you can call that very stringent, whatever, but I need to follow my rules. And I know I can take the losses. That's one thing I know is I can cut losers. And I played a lot of poker before that, and I've had a lot of bad beats, a lot of losses in poker. But like I said, poker is not a business. Trading has similarities to poker. Poker, The Mental Game of Trading by Jared Tendler, has some sort of you know similarities, especially in terms of the mentality with losses. But I am not looking to gamble away my equity and put a stop down here and things like that. For me, it's clear. Low a day here, 133.40. Gets near it, I'm out, guys. So yeah, that's the entry there, 136.90. And again, feel free to disagree, but I'm seeing bullish price action. My way of reading charts is not as technical as some. I will be clear on that as well. Cypher. This is probably one of those higher ADR names if I remember correctly. Cypher Mining. Yeah, 9% ADR. Again, like I said, I've heard some people say they don't want to trade high ADR names. To me, it means nothing for now. It could, I mean, it could have negative effects with the gaps and stuff, but earnings are quite a while away. Great, base report ranking. A 95 is the lowest I'm willing to go at this point. I want to see, at least what base report sees the creme de la creme. Good group ranking, capital markets. Maybe it's put in the wrong group. Oh, sorry, I see why it's capital markets financial. It says data mining. I thought it's probably like a gold miner or something. My apologies, guys. You can see here. Interesting. On the weekly, resistance here. And again, they may need to go over this, but I think once it takes this out, based on this momentum candle, it'll break that. I'm looking at the monthly. There's a nice base there coming off the lows. 583, but I'm looking to enter it here. 520. I don't want to wait that long to 583, 574. Let's call it on the daily. Like I said, on the monthly, it may give you a 583 entry. I'm not willing to wait. I see this as strong. 10 EMA is catching up. It's clearly held this level, 465. That's my stop. My entry point, 520. Break above. It'll take out this high as well here, 523. And again, some people could go 525. But I'm looking at that. And I said, again, 1R. The difference between entry and my entries are usually marked by yellow, guys. Sorry. My Entries are usually marked by yellow. 1 hour from entry and stop into the dollar value. I go and put my stop at break even. And if the trade runs up to 2 hour, fantastic. If not, I lose commission. Big deal, right? $1 or whatever it is on IBKR. And if not, I lose. I lose. Yeah, it's just helping me collect data over the next year. Like I said, I like this. I've seen this a lot. Reclaim a 50-day and the EMAs flip as well. Some crossover. People use those sorts of terminology. Nice volume here, and is there a catalyst? I don't know. Interesting. It looks like an insider sold. I am not trying to get caught up in all this noise, and you know what? Sometimes it is important, but like I said, my stop is 30 to 50 bucks, not a lot, and if it breaks down, I lose money, fantastic, but if it doesn't and it goes, I will be there to profit, right? So yeah, I'm liking this again. Sort of I don't know what to call this, but maybe it needs to form out a bit more. It's not really fully formed, but I'm liking this pullback, hold, and ready to like lift off again is what I'm looking at. It's not really a bull pennant, a triangle, or anything like that, but I'm liking Cypher. So that's it for me for today, guys. I hope to see you tomorrow, barring any, additional circumstances or anything popping up last minute. But this is me for the day, and I'm signing out. Thank you very much.